Hello everybody and welcome to a new series on my channel. For those of you who don't know, I used to create mod reviews, or at least mod showcases, on Bannerlord 2 mods. So I thought I'd try and continue down that theme of trying to push more videos out on my channel instead of just live streams. And what better way to do it than Warhammer 3 mods? Now, I know I may be a little bit late to the party with some of the mods, but, you know, I'm still hoping there's a little bit of life left in some of these mods, and I know for a fact, with this mod I'm going to cover today, that there is a lot still to come for the modding community. So, to start off the list of mods I will be covering, we're going to do none other than the Tigermen of Cathay. Now, the premise of this video, I will be showing you all the new units, the Lord, and just really basically showing them off and getting you to see how well crafted this mod is. It's even got voice acting and stuff like that. So I'll show you wherever you can find them, how to recruit them, and then what they look like in game. Yeah, spoiler alert, it's a very well done mod, and I look forward to the future of this, because at the moment, you'll see when we get into it, you can only recruit them by being a Cathayan faction, which, that's fine, but they do have plans to incorporate it in the Immortal Empire's expanded mod, and then actually bring them in as their fully fledged faction as well, with legendary lords, legendary heroes, and all the rest, and an even bigger roster to boot. This is kind of like a teaser as what's to come, and it's, like I say, very well crafted. So without further ado, if you haven't already, please do leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Okay, so here we are on the campaign map. I picked Uambo just to kind of show you that it doesn't really matter which Cathayan Lord you play as. Every single Cathay faction will have access to the Tigermen, at least in this current build. It's all based on the buildings you build in the provinces and the different settlements you own. So, clicking on Shangwu here, I'll just quickly show you down the basic military, down this line here, the Nangao Forge line, you get access to the Bomberhulks, which are just giant monkeys with bombs, which is insane but very cool. We will have a look into that in a little minute, but let's just keep on having a look at what other buildings we need to build. Advanced Military has its own unique building here called the Tendua Hideout. If you look there, there is a capacity limit. Now, the only unit which doesn't have a capacity limit is the Bomberhulks, but they take longer to recruit. Every other Tigerman unit will have a limit. Now, the lore perspective behind that is that there's not many Tigermen in Cathay, and because of their limited numbers, lore-wise, is the reason why they're limited in capacity. There is different ways to boost that, like, for example, literally building this gives you another capacity to build to recruit another one, and then obviously upgrading it again gives you another unit capacity, as well as unlocking the hero there. Again, the only one which doesn't have it is the Bomberhulks. The same will apply here. So if you go down the defense line here, we've got the Tigerman outpost going all the way up. It does go into a reinforced Tigerman enclave, and this gives you access to plenty of different Tigerman units. You've got your basic Tigermen, your non-armoured, or loosely armoured, should we say, Tigerman units. Your more armoured stonky boys in the middle there, and then at the very back there you've got Chandra's Vanguard. It's a Tigerman champion, which is your hero. You do have access, Slanesh came out there, access to a Jade Claw Warlord as well, which look incredible in my opinion. They look, you'll see when we actually showcase the actual models, they've done a ridiculously good job here, looking really beautiful. One final thing I would just like to point out, I've had a look around and I don't think there's anything else but this, but here in the Village of the Tigermen is actually a new unique landmark for this mod. The Totem of the Last Hunt. It provides unit capacity +8 for Tigermen Berserkers, which is nice. Again, obviously allowing you to recruit more Tigermen, as well as providing a garrison of Tigermen Berserkers, and then on the recruitment of Tigermen Berserkers. So a nice little addition there. I do think it's very fitting, obviously being the village of the Tigermen, that it would have something like that. But that's pretty much it. I think that's all I need to show you in terms of the campaign map as to where you like your recruitment from and stuff like that. Now let's head on to a battle and have a look at the models in action. Right, 2 seconds. Okay, so here we are, ready to show off the character models and the hard work this modder has actually put into it. It's incredible. I would just like to start off with this boy though. I forgot to mention, this is a legendary hero which starts with your chosen legendary Cathayan Lord at the very start of the campaign. He's instantly recruited, so you don't need to worry about recruiting him. Don't worry about that. That's one of the Tigermen. I'll show you him in a minute. He's pretty cool. He's basically just Poe, the Kung Fu Panda, but you know, in Warhammer. He's cool. So he literally just called the Cloudwalker. He has access to some spells, primarily around like regrowth and stuff like that, like Law of Life. He's also pretty stonky in melee. He's a big melee boy, and he's also huge. Let me just put like one of the other heroes next to him. Look at him. Look at the size difference there. He's massive. But yeah, I just thought I'd quickly show him off. He's such a cool little addition. I say little. Yeah, huge addition. Without further ado, let's get on to the other boys. Okay, so here we are with the two generic heroes from the Tigermen mod. We've got Tendua's Shadow here and Chandra's Vanguard. Two very different heroes with two very different roles on the battlefield. Of course, the Tendua Shadow is an assassin, so he's going to be playing exactly like an assassin would. He's going to be going after those weaker spellcasters and lords, trying to pick off, you know, the easier targets, the easier prey. He is a lot faster than some of the other Tigermen units. Of course, that would be expected with what he is required to do. And he's got some pretty cool like abilities to go to hand as well. Healing there. Range attacks, shurikens, which is really cool. That looks insane actually. Range damage to 1,000. So yeah, some really good abilities there for a lord, which is on less than 50% health, which yeah, really good. So yeah, definitely want to be using this guy to hunt down the enemy as fast as you can, the enemy lords and heroes, sorry. Here we've got Chandra's Vanguard. So he is a stonky boy. He's got 120 armor, which is insane armor. He's also got a gold shield there, so he's you know, very resistant. He does actually have a ranged option as well, which is like a special ethereal bow he just pulls out and launches missiles all the way across the battlefield. I mean, 200 range is nothing to scoff at. So he does have the option, obviously, of being in range, but he is also armoured and shielded. So he definitely will hold his own in melee, especially with a sword like that. I mean, look at the size of that thing. It is insane. Again, this guy comes with some unique abilities, as well as some unique, like, magic abilities down here. Some really good abilities here to, like, get rid of demons or undead. So again, really versatile and definitely playing its own unique role on the battlefield, and really cool looking. Also, another thing I thought I'd point out is the Tigermen are voice acted. Let's see if I can get them to speak. Not blow song.
Weakness festers, fire shall cleanse it.
So this is all custom voice acting, which I think is so cool. It's so well done. It just fits so nicely. The models are so well done. The animation's so well done. And the voice acting is amazing. And the Lord there really enjoys his horn, bless him. We'll get to the Lord in a minute. Let me just show you this guy's bow attack. It's really cool. He kind of just pulls it out of nowhere. You'll see what I mean when I say it's ethereal, but he is a naughty boy. Right, here we go. Oh! Oh, God. Any of them getting back up? Ah, a few actually. Oh, he's fast. He's fast on that trigger, Jesus. So you can see where this could come in handy. Oh, wow, yeah. Accurate. He hasn't missed a single shot, and he just picked off that guy by himself there. None of them are getting back up. Oh, wowee. Anyway, I'm getting carried away with myself with the hero. He's cool, though. Let's keep on looking more into the other units before we just do a whole entire video about this one hero. He's really cool. Anyway, let's head on to the next one. Okay, so here we are on a quick little stop by at the generic Lord. So there is only one generic Lord at the moment. No legendary Lords, but like I say, this mod is being developed to be a whole entire faction in the future, not just a little supplement to Cathay. He's again really cool looking. He's got some javelins on his back, which is cool. Gives him a bit of a range option there. And then whereas we've had the stonky gonna hold my ground hero choice there, and then the assassin, this guy is your main fighter. He's gonna get in there. He's gonna do lots of damage. He's got Vanguard. Vanguard deployment, and just absolutely boatloads of personal abilities just to get him going there. So again, a really good Lord. Bear in mind this is to supplement Cathay at the moment, so he's going to have all the units of Cathay mixed with all the different Tigermen units, and he's just going to be so strong, which I do think Cathay is currently lacking. It is a powerhouse of a melee Lord. The Celestial Generals are alright, but I would much prefer this powerhouse here. Weapon strength is nothing to scoff at. Missile strength, obviously it's a precursor missile, so he's not going to have much time to actually fire it off. But whatever he does fire off, it's going to hurt. And then yeah, armor piercing damage, which is going to be a big one when you're fighting those armored units. But without further ado, that is your Lord and hero choices. Let's get on to the individual units now. Okay, so here we are with the lowest tiered Tigerman unit. So this is tier 2, so still nothing to scoff at. There are 3 units within the tier 2 category. And every single unit is a hybrid unit. So here we have the Tigermen with bows, shielded as well with swords, which look really cool. Again, the diversity in the models look insane. Such good work done here, really good work. So we've got the bows. Over here we've got like basically throwing daggers. They fire while moving. So yeah, wowee. They're pretty good in melee, but yeah, they do have a versatile throwing dagger, which keeps them going at range as well as in melee. So a really cool looking unit again. And then over here we have the final unit, which is here. So we've got the Spearman unit. So again, just every single unit gives you something different. This one gives you obviously the anti-large, and they have javelins on their back as well, as you can see there. So again, every single tier 2 unit here is a hybrid. They lack armor, at least majority armor. You'll see in the other units that they are a lot more heavily equipped. But you know, they're still very strong. Let's have a look at some stats here. So again, hybrid unit, of course, spear infantry, lacking in armor, but got alright range for javelins. Again, alright ammunition. For tier 2, not too bad, relatively fast, alright melee, alright missile strength. Again, don't expect too much from the Tigermen at tier 2, but you know, they still hold the ground. Just to give you a bit of an idea, we'll have a look at the daggers here. Again, missile strength, alright. The anti-infantry stuff will do better in melee, however, relatively under armoured. Again, fast, but not too strong. Nothing really amazing about them. But they do look beautiful. I love the wrist blade there, or hand blade as it actually is. Looks insane. And again, if we go on to the bow variant, shielded, so we get obviously the benefit of having the shields, the buffs to that. 170 for range, which isn't the best, isn't the worst. There are a couple of units which obviously don't shoot as far. 170 is not too bad, and then missile strength for 76. So, you know, a nice, well-rounded unit. But when you add it to the rest of the Cathay roster, a nice supplement, which is what this is at the moment, before obviously the main mod comes out. But I feel like they just wanted to flex a little bit with what they've done, and rightfully so, because this is beautiful. With that being said, let's head on to the tier 3 units. Okay, so here we have the tier 3 units. Obviously you can see a vast contrast to the tier 2 units. These are armoured to the teeth, probably quite literally as well, looking beautiful. So again, as with the tier 2 units, there are 3 units of tier 3. You've got the shielded variant. Again, every single unit here is a hybrid, so they all bring a ranged option. So you've got the shielded variant here. You've got the halberd unit here, which just look terrifying. I mean, look at these. These are so intimidating. Looking really nice there. And then finally at the end you've got the greatsword unit, which again equally as terrifying as the halberds. It just stands so tall, looking beautiful. Again, very similar to the tier 2. They have the trades off. So for example here with the greatswords, they're heavily armoured in comparison, but slow. Better in melee, better missile strength, but they don't really have that ranged option anymore. Some of them will have javelins, but they don't have the bows anymore, which is what it is. So, you know, they can't be perfect at everything. But yeah, so this is going to be your main infantry line for certain. Again, everyone's filling their own little criteria. Obviously with the great swords, armor piercing, obviously getting in against those armored targets, the main important thing for them. Halberds, anti-large, really good obviously against big creatures, trying to get them to hold shit down, like dinosaurs and stuff like that, trying their best to hold stuff down there. And then over here again we've got the shielded, so just taking an absolute bomb to the face probably. Is what best suits these boys. They're going to take an absolute pounding. They're shielded. It's only a default shield. It's not like what the hero here has, the golden one. But still, with an armor rate of 100, definitely good. Melee defense is alright. But yeah, definitely the ones to kind of hold the line while your other units do the hard work on the flanks. I'm in love with the models, I'll be honest. Beautiful mod. So there you go, that's the tier 3 units. Again, for tier 3, not bad. Main infantry, really good looking units. Let's get on to the specialised units now, and we'll have a look at them individually, because these boys are pretty naughty. So 2 seconds and we'll swap over. Okay, so here we are with the first specialised unit from the Tigermen roster. Here's the hero, the Tendua Shadow, accompanied by the Tendua Assassins. I would assume he probably gives buffs to them in the campaign map, but he's looking really cool, obviously, in front of his fellow brethren here. Again, models-wise, as he fades into the nether, looking really nice. Just, again, such a good job. So these boys are really good at fighting infantry, a little bit better obviously dealing with blobs. Armour, nothing really going on there, so you know, bit of a glass cannon. But again, a hybrid unit. Now these do bring a debuff to the table in the sense that they have the Weeping Blade, which gives a minus 50% armour debuff. So again, if you're up against something which is heavily armoured, not saying that you're going to fight dwarves, but for example dwarves or chaos dwarves, for that example, Bringing these to the table to give that kind of sundering effect to their armour is going to be really, really nice. Apart from that, nothing really crazy, but you know, a bit of a glass cannon. I believe these are only a tier 2 unit, maybe a tier 3, but all around really nice. Again, speed backed up with the speed. Obviously the heavily armoured boys, not too fast. These ones can get around just fine. They come with their own really nice buffs as well. Immune to flanking, immune to psychology and stuff like that. I can hide in forest, and vanguard deployment. Accompanied with the hero there, I think these are going to be really nice at just dishing out some heavy damage. With that being said, let's move on to the next specialised unit. Okay, so here we are with the next Tigermen specialised unit. So these are the Berserkers. Now these guys are looking mighty fierce. These are looking really nice. Again, I say it with every single modder in this mod. I just think they've done such an amazing job. Looking really nice. Now these guys are the only, well at least one of the only units which isn't actually a hybrid. That and the legendary hero is the only unit which isn't a hybrid. Now these are going to be dishing out some immense damage. These are going to be absolutely batshit crazy, going to be getting in there, getting dirty. They are unbreakable, which is insane. They're immune to flanking. They're immune. They're sort of a devastating flankers, so they get bonuses when attacking enemies in the rear, and they have armor sundering as well. So literally they're going to be getting in again, good against heavily armored units. Going to give them a nice debuff. And if you can get them from behind, do they have hide? Yeah, they've got hiding forest and stuff like that. Get them from behind. They're going to be causing mass routes in no time. These are some scary looking boys. I really like the eye colours on these boys. Obviously we've got the orange there, but geez Louise, he's got some bright blue eyes. So yeah, a really cool unit there. We've got one more unit to finish off with this mod, and it's not actually a Tigerman unit. I still think it's really cool, and it is obviously part of the mod, so let's show them off. Okay, so here we have the Bomberhulks. So these are basically guerrilla infantry. Lore-wise, these have been passed down by the Monkey King to come and aid his fellow Cathayan populace. Kind of a glass cannon of a unit. Armour, non-existent, doesn't exist. As you can see, they are very scampily dressed. Melee attack, melee defense, again, nothing crazy there. And they do have rampage and poor accuracy. A tier 3 unit, but they do excel in their missile strengths. They're going to be doing obviously a lot of damage in melee, but they, again, glass cannon wise, they're not going to be lasting too long in melee. So definitely want to be using them for what you can as a ranged unit, and then getting them into melee. I think we'll finish off here just by showcasing what these guys can do. Again, another really well-made unit. Obviously, using the skeleton of a rat ogre here for the majority of it, but everything they've done here is so well crafted. But I think we'll close out then with kind of showing what these boys can do. So without further ado, let's go kill some Cathayans. Right? Sure. Okay, so here we go. I'm literally just charging in the Tigerman army here. The Bomberhulks are about to show off what they can do. Now they've got really bad accuracy, but let's see what happens here. I'm hoping one of them can hit. They've got poor accuracy, but they don't need it. They are just throwing that stuff. I'd like to think it's like flaming piles of shit, to be fair, coming from monkeys. Again, here come the Berserkers. Absolutely. Oh my god, the Assassins going in there. Again, the animations there, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Getting everything in. Here comes the heavy infantry fan coming, obviously, with that slower speed. Cloud Walker here, just towering over the Celestial General there. Sorry? I think one of them just did like a backflip there. He's on the floor. Get up. Get up. But I think that'll do it as we close out here. It was only a little army, so they're already all running. That'll do it. I hope you have enjoyed. There you go, there's Victory. I hope you have enjoyed this little mod showcase. If you have enjoyed it, please do not forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. There will be more to come. Please do leave recommendations. I think, Jesus Christ. Sorry, the Bomberhulks there. That's not even the Bomberhulks. That's one of the tier 3 units there. Which one's that? Oh, the halberds. They've got bombs as well. But yeah, please do leave me recommendations. Tell me how I could improve. I'd like to do more deep dives into mod showcases as here. I like to, you know, kind of go into it and explain more about the mod and kind of, instead of just kind of like, oh, here's this mod, here's this, see you later. I'd like to actually like kind of deep dive into it, and this is what I've done here. So yeah, leave me recommendations. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next one. But without further ado, this has been the Tigermen of Cathay mod. The link is in the description for this mod, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you very much. A perfect battle horn to go out on. Bye guys.